Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ball Around the Head. I'm joined by Ben and Andrew yet again. And since we last left off, the AllStar Reserves have been announced. And actually, I probably should have been more prepared and have them written down. But there's a key note to the AllStar Reserves is that Anthony Davis was named one of them, and he's out. And also, Kevin Durant was named an all-star starter, but he's out with injury. So Sabonis replaced him. For the Western Conference, we have, basically Devin Booker, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Zion Williamson. And for the East, we have Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, and Nikola Vucevic. Although Jason Tatum was lifted to a starter since Kevin Durant is out. So out of those lists, there's probably one person you guys didn't hear that probably should have been one. Who is that player?
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
It's Fred VanVleet. And I'm sorry, Ben. I don't know if you wanted to go first, but it's Fred VanVleet. He is all-star snub. Who should he have been replaced of? Probably Jason Tatum. I actually really liked what Ben was saying last week about, the Celtics are under 500. They shouldn't really have two all-stars, although I will say that Jason Tatum is like one of the main players in the NBA now. He really is a franchise player like that. So I would lean towards replacing Vucevic or Tatum with Fred VanVleet. But Fred VanVleet, come on now.
Okay, Ben?
It's Trae Young. Like the fact that he wasn't named an all-star it makes me feel pretty silly about having him as a starter a couple weeks ago. I'm kind of thinking back like, man, they're not doing so well. Why did I think he was a starter? But he definitely should have been an all-star. He's having a good year.
I mean, I hate to say that me and Andrew told you, but I mean, not only was he not an all-star, he wasn't even named all-star reserve after someone was out. He was still not even an all-star.
But Sabonis deserves it though. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Sabonis and Booker, I feel like both of them should not have had to be replacements. I feel like both of them could have gotten it on their own merit.
Who would you have replaced Booker with, Chris Paul?
Or even Gobert. But yeah, Chris Paul probably.
Over Gobert, I can see that.
Before I give mine, I have a question for you because there were a couple, this is a little bit beef, not really. There were a couple of writers in the NBA who said that the Sabonis being a replacement was inexcusable and a joke because Bam Adebayo or Jimmy Butler should have replaced him instead. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
No, I mean, the Heat kind of just started to come alive again. I don't know about that.
I agree. Like Tyler Hero has been out, which I still have him on fantasy for some reason, but he's been out for a while. So that's why the Heat haven't been on fire, no pun intended. And Jimmy Butler didn't even play in the beginning half of the season. He didn't play for a couple of weeks. So, I mean, Bam Adebayo, I could see him sliding in there, kind of similar to Jason Tatum, in my opinion, like a face of the league, just not as big as Tatum. So I have no problem with neither of the Heat making it.
Yeah, I don't see the Jimmy Butler argument. Yes, he's a huge part of that team, but he missed a lot of games this season, so he really hasn't played that much. And Bam Adebayo is what Andrew just said. He could be an argument. You can argue that he should be in over this player. But as Ben said, I think Sabonis deserves to be an all-star. They're up there in the East. He's playing really well. I was surprised to see that like verified writers were saying that Sabonis didn't deserve it. And it was kind of crazy for me. My snub is DeMar DeRozan. And that's funny because his teammate DeJounte Murray tweeted out that it's a joke that he's not an all-star. The Spurs have one of the best records in the West. I have it right here. He's putting up 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 50% from the field, 89% from the free throw line. They have a really good team, a lot better than a lot of people thought they'd be. I think for Devin Booker, before he was named the replacement, and DeMar DeRozan, one can argue Zion probably doesn't deserve to be in there. And I've seen that quite a bit because the Pelicans aren't really doing as good as they should be. And also, like I said, the DeRozan's playing great. Booker, the Suns are actually good, and Booker's a big reason behind that. So, I mean, I personally probably would have. I mean, last week I said Zion should be one, but this week I probably should have DeMar DeRozan over because he's not a household name. A lot of people disrespect him nowadays just since he got traded from Toronto. No one really cares about him, but he's actually a pretty good player, putting up solid numbers. So I think he got snubbed. So, yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about DeRozan?
Do you say disrespected at home? Because there was that one incident earlier where that robber was definitely disrespected in his home. Oh, wait. Well, remember? The one robber tried to rob a house, and it was DeMar DeRozan's house.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No idea.
You didn't hear about that?
You should
Maybe.
Yeah, DeRozan got robbed, and he had to defend his home.
The guy went to the wrong house and saw DeMar DeRozan and then fled. So, anyways, since we have those All-Stars, it's almost All-Star weekend. Actually, a week from today, it is All-Star weekend. And as I mentioned on this podcast earlier, they're going to have every single All-Star event in one night, including the skills contest, the three-point contest, and the slam dunk contest, as well as the All-Star game. So give me one player for each of those contests that you would like to see. Ben, what do you have?
For the dunk contest, I would like to see Zion Williamson. He gave us a teaser that he might participate. You know, the roots of the Zion hype train go back to him doing freakishly athletic dunks in a high school gym. And I want to see that in an NBA dunk contest. For the three-point contest, I'm going to cheat a little bit and say that I want to see both of the Curry brothers go head-to-head in the three-point contest.
They went head-to-head about 2 years ago, did they?
Did they?
I think so.
Well, now I think it's going to be more interesting now that Seth has become a very good player in this league and Steph Curry is back after injury. And for the skills contest, I always like to see the big men do well in that. I want to see Boban Marjanovic in the skills contest. He's a skilled big man. I think it would be fun. If he upset everybody and won it, that'd be a great night, a great story. He'd be so happy. It'd be great to see.
All right, Andrew.
Well, I didn't think about the skills competition, I'll be honest. But the dunk contest, he recently got called out for not participating in the dunk contest. And I want to see LeBron James finally win his dunk contest. You know, Michael Jordan has a dunk contest victory. Kobe Bryant has a dunk contest win. Where's LeBron's? Zion might pull up and get his. Depends, who is against him. Everybody has one, but LeBron was too scared when he was a youngin to get, participate. So I really want to see LeBron get his dunk contest win. He's pretty old, but he still gets up there. And then for three-point competition, I really want to see he's 10th in the East for 3 points made per game and 16th in the NBA. It's Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball has actually shot pretty well this year, and I want to see him in the skills competition, maybe with LaMelo. If they bring in all the brothers, if it is the Curry brothers, the Ball brothers, me and my brother can go and shoot some hoops out there. We got the Hall and the Berthold brothers. This is a little awkward, but yeah. And then the skills competition, I want to see Luka Doncic again because he lost to some weird Celtics player, I'm pretty sure.
Half court shot to win it.
Yeah, I don't really remember that, but no, I do. The half-court shot on Trae Young, which actually made it a lot better. But I want to see Luka Doncic finally win a skills competition. So,
all right. Just of note for those at home who don't know, they already have, I believe, 3 out of the 4. I think it's 4 contestants in the slam dunk contest. They have Obi Toppin, and today it was announced there's Anthony Simons out of Portland and Cassius Stanley from Indiana. And three-point contest, I think it's only Lillard so far. And skills contest, there's yet to be a person named. So,
who are these people that are on the dunk contest? I get Obi Toppin. He's a Knick. But who?
Nowadays, the slam dunk contests are kind of just like young players. It's not really like good dunkers, except for like Aaron Gordon a couple years ago. But it's normally just young players nowadays.
Where's John Morant? John Morant should go against Zion. They definitely tried to get him, but he's like, no.
So for me, I went extremely biased. All three of my answers are former or current Celtics. Number one, casuals will not know who this is, but the dunk contest should be Javonte Green. He's on the Celtics. He is extremely athletic. He's a high flyer. When he throws down great dunks. I'm not going to go into detail because a lot of you guys don't know who he is, but he's very good. I think he'd put up on a good show in a dunk contest. 3-point contest, my boy Terry Rozier. He's having a great season in Charlotte, and I think he needs to be honored in some kind of way. And the 3-point contest, he's shooting 44% this year from three. He's averaging 20 points. So, I think that'd be very cool for him to be in a 3-point contest. In skills contest, Jason Tatum, you got to defend that crown. He said today that he doesn't know. I guess he was told to decide between the 3-point contest and skills contest, and he said he's still deciding. So he's going to be in one of those. I would put money he's on the skills contest though. So that's who
I'll put money on it right now. You want to put money on it?
That Jason Tatum's going to be in the skills contest.
And I'll put it on the 3-point. If there's money on the line, I'm about to get that money. I'll put $5. We'll make it small. $5.
All right, you're on. You guys saw this live on Ball Around the Head. So yeah, I think this All-Star Weekend's actually going to be a lot better than it sounds. It sounds like it's going to be pure chaos, and a lot of people don't want it. I think all of us agree that it shouldn't happen, but it is. We're all going to watch it, and I think it's going to be a very fun event. Slam dunk contest is almost always awesome, and the rest is fun as well. So. Anyways, a huge discussion debate that's been going on for the past couple weeks in the NBA amongst fans or whatever is the MVP candidates. For quite a while, it was pure LeBron James, and then the Lakers went on a little skid, and then NBA.com does these weekly MVP updates, and they finally dropped LeBron from 1. I think they put him to 2 and put Embiid at 1. And all season long, you're hearing Embiid should be MVP, LeBron should be MVP. Some people are saying Lillard should be MVP, Jokic should be MVP, Curry could be MVP. So, Andrew, who are your top 3 MVP candidates?
LeBron James, obviously number 1. Obviously, unfortunate the Lakers have been on that losing tear where we don't lose back-to-back. Okay, LeBron. But LeBron James, number 1. Number 2, I will respect Joel Embiid. There's no denying about how he's carrying. Jeez, Garrett, chill out. No denying about Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid, number 2. And then I think Damian Lillard is underrated. He's always disrespected by the NBA in general. Disrespected recently about the All-Star starter, even though it should have been Luka Doncic, and it was. So, but yeah, I think Damian Lillard will make his way in the conversation.
All right, Ben?
I've got Embiid on top. I think he's just carrying the Sixers right now. And number 2, another guy who's just carrying his team is Steph Curry. I think he deserves it at number 2, and then LeBron at 3. Durant's been in the conversation, but he has missed way too many games for me to put him on the top 3. Donovan Mitchell's been really important to his team, but just doesn't have the same stat line as these other guys. LeBron, he's the recent losing streak that affects it for me. I keep saying AD, and now you've seen they've won the past 2 games with Schroeder back, but AD has such an impact for them, and they've been on this losing streak with LeBron there. I think it makes an impact.
I think it's so interesting that all 3 of us have completely different lists, because I have Embiid as well at number 1. I think what he's putting up 30 points per game on a first-place team. That's normally the keys to an MVP in today's NBA. But if you want to go by the quite literal definition of most valuable player, although Embiid is the most valuable player, you see when he doesn't play, the Sixers are not that good of a team. But when he does play, they beat all these good teams. Damian Lillard, same reason Andrew said. He's been getting disrespect for way too long. He needs to start getting at least in the conversation. I don't think he's going to win it this year, but at least be a finalist on awards night that they could at least talk about him. Because what he's doing without CJ McCollum, without Yusuf Nurkic, he's putting the Blazers in competition in the West, they're not falling down to the 8th seed anymore. They're in the middle pack, 5th, 4th, 6th seed, whatever. So he deserves some mention. And this is a guy who's putting up stats, but their team's not doing that good, and that's Nikola Jokic. He's putting up phenomenal stats. I watched him play the Celtics a couple weeks ago. That dude is just so good at the game of basketball. It's just so much fun to watch. So I think he should get MVP votes, but his team performance will probably prevent him from getting so. But overall, I think Embiid is I wouldn't say lock for an MVP, but he's ahead of LeBron as of right now. Because for the same reason, I think Anthony Davis being out for a little bit kind of showed that, like, whoa, maybe LeBron isn't carrying this team as much as we thought.
Schroeder was out too.
Yeah, that as well. But, I mean, a lot of people are starting to say, wait a minute, maybe it's Embiid, and I agree it should be Embiid. So what were you saying, Ben?
Lillard's that guy, like, I always agree, like, he never gets the recognition, but when it comes to, like, these lists, he's always, like, right outside. I don't know. I feel like I always end up disrespecting him a little bit, even though I say that, he's underrated. I agree with you. Like, Lillard's a great player, but then he's always, like, just on the fringe for me with these type of things. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably not going to become a finalist, but he should be. But, I mean, you saw, like, for the first 5 years or whatever, he was snubbed of multiple All-Star games. It was becoming a huge deal, and now he's getting a permanent All-Star thing. He was snubbed of being a starter this year. The disrespect continues every single week for Lillard, and hopefully one day, 1 week, it will stop. So this is a topic I'm actually really intrigued to talk about. I'm not sure if this was a post-game comment or just Kyrie wanted to comment about this. Kyrie brought up an interesting idea that maybe Kobe Bryant should be the logo of the NBA. Now, for those who may not know, Jerry West has been the logo for the NBA for quite some time now. A lot of people for a very long time have been requesting someone else, Michael Jordan, LeBron, a bunch of people, but Kyrie suggesting Kobe. Ben, what do you think about that?
I feel like I should have a stronger opinion about this than I do, honestly. I think I like Jerry West as the logo man. Like, that's his nickname. He is the logo. I don't see a reason to change it, but if you are going to change it, definitely put Kobe on there. Yep, that's the current logo. That's Jerry West right there. One-legged Jerry West in the silhouette. But also, if you're going to do it, I don't know if this was like a real image, but I saw some like teaser image out there that looked kind of bad. Make it a silhouette like it is now. Don't do anything else.
How would you do the silhouette of Kobe, though? Like, can you tell if it's Kobe in the silhouette?
I mean, it's the NBA. They have a bunch of bright people. They'll think of maybe a fadeaway, a Kobe fadeaway.
Yeah, the fadeaway would definitely be recognizable. Yeah. The game has definitely got to shooting anyway, so.
Yeah. Andrew, what do you think about it?
I mean, I think I have seen the one that Ben's talking about, like that horrible Kobe Bryant is too big for the box and he's sticking out and everything. But I actually, I'm a huge Kobe fan. You could see the jersey in this picture. But I don't think it should be Kobe Bryant. I mean, obviously, he's a legend and he's gone, and legends never die, Juice WRLD 2. But he has the All-Star MVP trophy name, so at least he's given credit. Michael Jordan, I would say it would be Michael Jordan. If I had to say pick a player to change it to, I really would argue for Michael Jordan. He doesn't even have a trophy name. There's no Michael Jordan trophy. And he's such an inspirational player that he's an inspiration to inspirational players. Like, think about that. Kobe Bryant was inspired by Michael Jordan. Andrew Hall was inspired by Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. LeBron was inspired by Kobe, who was inspired by Michael, and he also was inspired by LeBron, right? So I think Michael Jordan would be a really good choice. Although it can't be the Jumpman logo. It would have to be a different Michael Jordan thing, because obviously I think copyright is one thing, but also that logo is already used for shoes. It can't really be the NBA logo. But I mean, I would not be opposed to having Kobe, obviously.
Yeah. I think it'd be a great idea. Kind of what Andrew said. Everyone loves Kobe. Like you said with Jordan, everyone loves Kobe. Everyone unfortunately, when he passed away, almost everyone in the league just had all these kind words, all these great stories of how Kobe impacted them personally. And you can see at this generation of NBA players, all of them grew up watching Kobe, all of them. And I think now is the perfect time to switch up the logo because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure about this, but Jerry West himself has even said he doesn't really want to be the logo anymore and he won't care if someone changed it. But if they were to change it, I could see the argument for Michael Jordan. I like that argument. I think it's between Michael Jordan and Kobe, two once-in-a-lifetime talents. Everyone loves them. Obviously, there's going to be those haters that don't think it should be him, this, that, because there's always going to be haters no matter what. But I think for the majority of fans, they will love no matter who it is. But I would love the idea of Kobe being the logo. And it's one that I think could possibly happen. Honestly, I think this is something that could eventually happen. I don't know.
I mean, if it was a silhouette of Michael or Kobe, they're both 6'6", bald guys. Can you tell if it was Michael or Kobe? I mean, I would have to be
good. If you use a patented Kobe fadeaway, it'd be recognizable.
You know that's Michael's fadeaway, right?
They're different. Kobe's is more over the head. Michael's is more I don't know, to the right a little bit. I feel like they look different.
That's true. I guess they are different. I like the fadeaway idea, Kobe fadeaway.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people behind the scenes that heard that idea and they're like, wait, what if this were to happen? How would we make the logo? And you guys have seen some Twitter people, Instagram people make the logos. Those people obviously should not be in charge. And there's 0% chance they're going to put any a Laker thing on it. They're not going to have
it's not going to be purple and gold.
On the NBA logo, they're not going to make it Laker colors or a Laker jersey. That doesn't make sense. It's more than
Jerry West is a Laker. And there's no Laker reference, so.
Yeah, so for people who are putting out the Laker jerseys out there, it's not happening. I could promise you that one. But that's something to keep an eye on. It won't happen this season. Maybe off-season they could have talks about it, but don't expect it very, very soon. So that's it. We do have one announcement for you guys.
2024? Oh, sorry.
We do have one announcement for you guys, though. Next Sunday at the halftime, they will have the slam dunk contest. And the best part about that slam dunk contest, we will be live streaming it. Of course, due to copyright issues, we will not be having the slam dunk on the screen, but we will be filming our reactions, talking about some stuff while we wait for dunks in between, talking about the dunks or whatever. And then after the game, we're going to have a podcast talking about the All-Star game, events, and etc. So next Sunday is very packed for Ball Around the Head. Tune in, have your notifications on for this channel, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. We'll give you guys some updates on Instagram as well. Andrew makes some pretty fire posts almost weekly, so you should definitely follow and like those posts. So thank you guys so much for your support in the comment section, and overall, it means a lot to us. We're almost at 900 total listens on our podcast, which is insane to me. We're almost at that 1,000, and we also have another surprise for you once we hit 1,000 listens on our podcast. So thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week at halftime. Don't forget it, and peace.
Lakers in 4.